Hello guys, Mr. Max here from Reaction in Principle Gaming, and today I wanted to talk a bit about the concept of 4D roleplay. We throw the term a bit, around a bit lately, with Crispy and GM Rick from 28mm roleplay for 20mm RPG and Big Bad RPG and stuff like that. And we talk about this concept of 4D roleplay, but I realized I didn't really talk about it, what I mean by that, on my channel. Maybe I didn't mention it a bit in live stream in the past, but I never made like a dedicated video about it. So this is it now. Especially now I have one of those examples, like which I label role-playing in the fourth dimension, which was a traveler game run by Rick from 28mm RPG channel, right, with Crispy and Big Bad. Was a lot of fun. I encourage you to go watch it. I think it's much more watchable than a lot of actual play out there. And now we're about to do another one with Phil the Trill is gonna run Werewolf the Apocalypse game, one shot, for GM Cody, Crispy, and myself, right? And we're gonna try to run it and to play it in the 4D way. That's gonna be on Friday. I'm gonna broadcast it on my channel, and Phil is gonna start his channel with that game. And I assume Crispy is gonna broadcast it on his channel as well, probably GM Cody as well, I don't know. So, what do we mean by this 4D roleplay? And I have to recognize, yes, the term is maybe a bit pretentious or braggadocious, and it doesn't have anything to do with space-time continuum, right? It's just like, it's more about like layer of engagement in the game and how serious you take the game. And I also need to say, whatever layer or whatever dimension of engagement in the hobby you are at, if you're comfortable there, that's fine. You know, you can stay there if you want. I don't care. That's your own time. That's your enjoyment. It's your game. Get involved with it all you want, right? So what are those dimensions that we talk about when we talk about 4D that imply like 1, 2, and 3D as well? So let's talk about that. The 1D player is basically the one that doesn't take the game very seriously. He's just there to hang out with friends. They're gonna make a lot of like out of character jokes, out of like random 80s reference. Maybe some player is gonna be scrolling Twitter while it's not his turn in combat, and then not be too sure what's happening. So that'd be like the 1D, right? Doesn't take the game too seriously, doesn't really know what's happening. The player are just there to roll dice, hang out with friend, whatever. The 2D player or the 2D game session, the player will be a little more serious. They would stick around, focus on the game a bit more. And but they would cut out like the out of character talk a bit, like the joke and stuff like that, but they would still have like ask out of character question, and like asking the player, when we select the player asking question to the GM, they do that a lot, right? They're gonna ask, oh, how big is the door, or can I do this, can I do that, is there X in the room, right? That would be like the 2D player. It's one we see quite a bit, right? The 3D player learn to not ask questions to the GM. He's gonna stay in character throughout the whole session and in the 3D game, right? And so now, if you want to know something about the world, he's gonna have his character interact with the world, or he's gonna have his character ask a question to an NPC in the world, right? So he doesn't have to ask the GM about it. So you don't say, oh, is the door locked? You say, my character or I go and test if the door, see if the door is locked, right? So now instead of like asking a question to the GM, you describe what your character is doing in the world, right? Because that's how your character would gather this information. You want to know if the door is locked, you go try it, right? So that'd be like 3D play. And That's pretty good. If you can achieve that, that's a good level to be at. You're gonna have a good session. The next dimension on top of that, the 4D play, which we're trying to achieve now and we're focusing on, is it's all of the 3D implication, but now also the player are not afraid or dare to, and you need to have like a 4D table, a 4D GM and a 4D session for that, but now the player are also willing to be co-creator of the world and integrate, like manifest stuff that makes sense, right? You have to respect the setting, you have to respect the tone and stuff like that. But now, you're walking on the beach and you want to find a piece of driftwood, right? Well, the 1D way, you would just make joke about it and stuff like that, right? Nothing would get done. You would wait for the GM to tell you what you do and to roll dice. The 2D way, you would ask the GM, "Oh, is there a piece of driftwood on the beach?" And then the GM would say, "Yes." "Okay, go pick it up," right? That would be the 2D way. The 3D way, you could say something like, "I'm on the beach and I look around for a piece of driftwood." And then the GM would say, "Yeah, there's a big log that came adrift." That'd be the 3D way. The 4D way, you assume that you're on a beach and that it'd be normal for it to be driftwood there. So you can just say, you can skip the step of the interaction with the GM and just say, "Well, I'm on the beach and I'm going to pick up a big piece of driftwood that came on the shore," right? And then you can go straight to what you want to do with that driftwood. So that'd be the 4D way, and I think it's much more direct, much more cinematic. It keeps the flow of the game going much faster. You can accomplish much more in a session, hopefully. And I think it's a very fun way to play. It's a very interesting way to play. So I'm very excited for this werewolf game. It's going to be on Friday. Keep an eye open. I'm not sure of the time. I think it's like 8:30 Eastern time, something like that. I'll keep you updated. So I hope this was interesting. Take care, guys. Have a good day.